Hello, hello! It's me, your favorite queer queen. Actually, no, it's me, Mel LG. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day today. We are back with a little bit of Rogue Tower. I hope you guys are absolutely prepared. I'm sure you are because you clicked on the YouTube video and you knew exactly what you were getting into. I have been thinking about doing some double defense in Rogue Tower now that we've kind of got a few achievements under our belt, but I think at this point I'd love to stick with um, really getting better at single defense until I can like kick butt in double defense. You know what I mean? Like I want to give myself a fighting chance. So once I get a little bit better, then maybe I'll like consider it. What am I thinking? I don't think we've won with lookouts. So let's do that. Oh my gosh, my allergies have been so bad. I know I say that like probably at least a couple times a week, but it's true, honey. It's true, queen. They have been like unnecessary. Does it get like a range up from elevation? Ooh, I'm just curious. Yes. Okay. Do 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 do. Huh. Let's go for this because I love a range up on my ballistas. We need to like find a way to start switching it up a little bit because I feel like I'm getting like stagnant again. Give me a left or right hand turn. Thank you. I actually really like this as a ballista spot as well. Everything is on progress. So I'm going to put you on a near death least health. Do, 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 do. We're not going to need sorcery today, at least for the foreseeable future. Who knows if we take like mana bolts. Left hand turn, please. Queen, I kind of am not vibing with that. Oh my gosh. So if I'm sniffly, it's just allergies. I'm not sick. I don't actually get sick that often. It's a blessing in disguise. Never mind, it's not even a blessing in disguise. It's just a blessing. I don't know how I'm so lucky. Honestly, as much as I've got like an autoimmune disorder, honey, we fighting. We fighting. I have a great immune system. Somehow, it's so good that it's fighting itself and slowly killing me. That is not the... I was trying to like figure out left and right. My brain is like a little broken. Can I just say, so the weather's been really cold, but it's been so sunny lately. And now that we're starting to get like longer days that are like actually noticeably longer, especially where we live, like, the swing in like time is like sunrise in the summer. It's like sunrise at 5 a.m., sunset at 11 p.m., or even like even more extreme. And then it's like in the winter, it's like sunrise at 10 a.m., sunset at 4 p.m. It's actually such a huge swing. And part of me loves it because look, it's great in the summer where it's like, oh my God, it's light until so late. And it's like, you can go out and do things and not feel like you're going to get stabbed. Whereas in the winter, it's like, it's awful. Because if you're like, you work till like 6 p.m., it's like already been dark for 2 hours and you're like, okay, this is fine. I guess I'll just like never see the sun. Literally, it's dark by the time you get to work and dark when you're leaving work. And you're just like, that's fine. Put you up here. I'm going to put you on most armor as well. Not loving this like semi-linear path, but it's fine. But the summer, oh my gosh, every year I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna like lay in the backyard and like listen to podcasts in the sun or go for walks or like, have a beer on a patio. Patio beers are my jam. And like we live in like one of the sunniest places in Canada. We get like something like 300 sunny days a year or something even more than that. It's like not quite to the level of, why am I picking that? Of Arizona. I think this. It's not quite the level of Arizona, but it is like, oh honey. Oh honey, we love it. Put you on most armor as well. But yes, I cannot wait for those sunny days. They're like, you can't fight with it. It's just like, it feels so good to just sit in the sun and like relax. Bask in it, get your vitamin D in the not like dick way. It's great. It's great. And so I've been looking forward to the summer so much. I feel like we've been hanging out with people a lot the last few weeks. Like we're kind of introverted. We don't go out that much. And also, honey, I work like 3 freaking jobs. So I'm always busy. It's like I have my schedule set, which is also why it's so hilarious that I can never figure out what I'm doing. I want this. Like what day of the week it is when I'm streaming. I'm like, is it Tuesday or Monday? Or is it Thursday or Monday? But it's fine. We do what we do and we roll with it. But my goodness, like, I am 100. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, I like spring and fall because those are like the cute, pretty seasons. Obviously, I like spring because it was pink. And like, I was like very much, I was like this girly girl that wasn't a girly girl. I like skateboarded and I biked a lot and I did a lot of sports. I had a telescope and I loved it. But then I was also the queen that was like, oh, it's pink. It's now my favorite thing in the world. I also wanted to be a paleontologist, so I loved dinosaurs. And I think I've talked about this, but like me as a kid was so salty that dinosaurs were like advertised as like a boy thing in like the early 2000s. And so girls just like, it really wasn't a thing for us. And so like when you'd find like dinosaur like lanyards or toys or anything, it was always like green or brown. And then you're sitting here like, okay, but I'm a girl, so I want like a pink dinosaur item. And now I'm like, oh, you could just like custom make it, order it off Etsy, and get it for your kid. Like, bless those kids that have unusual names or abnormal spellings to name. My husband is one of them. He has like a less common spelling, so he could find his name, but it would always be spelled wrong. Whereas, bless my parents gave me the most generic white woman name in the world, and now I feel like I have a boomer name. Casual, but fine. I have a really close friend. Let's call him like Jim, I guess, is a good example. And Jim and we actually met at like a volunteer event, and we were just chatting, shooting the crap while like the volunteer event was about to start, and casually just talking about names. And I was like, oh man, I got this like middle-aged lady name, I kind of hate it. And he's like, oh, what's your name? I was like, my name is Melissa. Let's go for some poison. And I was like, yeah, but it could be worse. Like I could have like an old man name like Jim. And Jim looked at me and he was like, my name is Jim. And I was like, my name is Jim? No. I was like, no, there's no way your name's actually Jim. Like, there's no way. And he's like, no, I will pull out my license. And he showed me, and I was like, of all the names I could have pulled out of my repertoire of names of people I've met in my life, also, I'd never met somebody with this name before. I was like, I literally threw myself under the bus and just like, I was gonna say committed suicide, but that's so heavy and not okay to make jokes about. But like, I literally just like ended my own existence from embarrassment. It was so bad. And then he just laughed, and now we're really close friends. Like he attended my wedding. Oh, love Jim. But yeah, you think you're having a rough day? I literally roasted a guy I just met without even knowing it by saying they had an old man name. I think I want to go for shields. Give me a right hand turn. Ah, oh, you demons! I'm really not loving this layout today. I also feel like there's not great elevation, but maybe I'm just salty, and that's probably it. Oh, I need to put something here too. Man, I'm like the queen of not being able to keep my fat mouth shut and saying things that are literally just gonna get me like roasted for the rest of my life. It's great. My friends love it because they always have like a punching bag that they can just grill. But I'm okay taking it, but I'm not very good at dishing it back. It's actually something that I like would love to aspire to do, is like be able to be somebody who can, you know, those people that are so quick-witted and they can come up with like a witty quip. That's embarrassing. Like a, you know, a spicy quip that's not necessarily offensive, just on the fly, right off the bat. They're really good at like just pulling it out of their butt and being like, how you said this, let me grill this, you know? I want to be that person. I think people that are really good at that kind of stuff are actually like, they tend to be really intelligent. People that are really, give me a right hand turn. Thank you. People that are really good at thinking on their feet. And so I want to be like that. I want to be like quick-witted. I want to be funny. You know, we all want to be a little funny, maybe. Maybe you're like a little sourpuss and you're like, I don't actually want to be funny, but that's fine. Also, I can hear it. My nose is getting a little more stuffed, and I can feel the Fran Drescher coming out. The nasally embarrassingness. But Yellow 420 blaze it, honey. We just roll with it. This is the life we live, and we just take it. I like wish you ever think back and you're like, oh, I wish I could tell like younger me to do some things. Number one, younger me was bad at listening, like good at listening in school, but bad at like if you're having a conversation with people. I get really excited. I'm really excitable, like practically ADHD without being ADHD. But I would almost like get excited and then interrupt people, and it's so crappy. And it took me a really long time. I still do it once in a while, and I'm sure my friends like absolutely hate it, and they're like, Mel, just shut the frick up. You don't need to have a say in everything. And it's true, I don't. But I think I'd rather go for this. Right hand turn? Well, kinda. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, man, that's one thing I go back and tell myself. But I also was like so shy and so self conscious. And like, I mean, like the middle school and the high school I went to were like, there were too many students and people were like kind of just crappy. And I don't mean that like people are just like garbage humans, because they weren't. But it was just like there was almost like this air and culture in our school that like bullying was okay and everybody did it and everybody got bullied. And now when I think back to it, I'm like, and like I've heard this take before, and I'm gonna shut it down right now. I don't want to see it in the comments when people are like, oh, but I got bullied and it made me a better person. Yes, okay, you can have that take, and I'm not saying that like you're not a better person because you improved yourself because somebody called you out on something that they didn't like about you. What I will say is I don't like that take, because if you have children and they are properly immersed in an environment, they will just start acting like their friends and like the people around them. Human adults do it too, so that's why I was going to say colleagues. But with kids, it's not fair to like have them have a negative situation that then improves them. If a kid's gonna pick their nose and then somebody yells at them for picking their nose, yeah, it sucks being the person that's like getting called out. But what sucks more is the fact that you were called out and now you're gonna think of that for the rest of your life. Instead, if you have kids that don't pick their nose and you have a kid that picks their nose around them, eventually they'll just be like, oh, other people don't do this, so it's like weird that I do, because they want to conform. Naturally, humans just want to conform. Look, I have a degree in neuroscience and a degree in psychology. Let me have this. So I am so against bullying because there are so many better ways that you can just immerse kids. After school programs, like classroom settings where bullying isn't okay, where kids will be around other kids and be accepted, and then realize that their behaviors are not actually appropriate naturally, without having to have this negative experience that then makes them feel bad about the way they act or how they look or whatever it is. I will also 100% always stand by the, you can grill somebody. I don't care. If your friends can take it, you can grill them. But you can only grill them and roast them on things that they can change. So if somebody's got a weird nose, and you're like, oh, you kind of got like this huge beak nose, unless they make jokes about it and are totally comfortable in who they are and how they look, it is not okay for you to like make fun of that, because it's not something they can just go and change. You kind of just look like that. Oh, why did I do that? You kind of just look like that, and it's kind of unfair for you to just be like, yeah, but you look wrong. I don't think that's right. And so I will 100% die on that hill that like, sure, you can grill me. You can grill me on the way I dress. You can grill me because my hair is frizzy and blonde, and maybe you don't like blonde women, whatever. I don't care. You can grill me on, I don't know, my nose piercing or something that I can just like take out and change. You cannot grill me on the fact that I've got like a tiny little nose. You can't grill me on the fact that I sound like Fran Drescher. I mean, you can, because I always make that joke, so that's fine. But if somebody can change it, sure, grill them. As long as they can handle it, be nice about it, have fun with it. But if they can't change it, you're just like making fun of somebody for something that they just have to live with. They have a scar on their face and you're like, wow, that scar is so ugly. Now you just shamed somebody for absolutely no reason. What are they going to do about it? You could put as much bio oil as you can on that and it's not going to change anything. Speaking of scars, I have a ton of them. Also, this is so random. So like I was going to point out, I actually have, I had the chickenpox when I was 10. So when I was a kid, the chickenpox vaccine actually came out shortly after I would have been eligible for it. So I'm like right on the cusp of it. I'm sure there are people my age that have it, but I'm sure most of the people my age did not. I'm gonna go for this. Um, this is crappy. We can do this, and then maybe we do go for mana bolts, even though they keep sabotaging me. But I have a lot of scars. I have like some gross ones on my forehead. I think I've talked about how I used to have my eyebrow pierced, and then I like got hit in the face with a door. Not even a joke. And it got like, it didn't like go in and come out, and it didn't get pulled out. It like went in on both sides, and I had to go in and have this like lovely nail nurse lean over me and like pull out this eyebrow piercing that I probably shouldn't have gotten in the first place. But I also have, on that same eyebrow too, of course, I also have a chickenpox scar under my eyebrow, so I actually don't have hair, like, right here on this eyebrow, because the scar is so big that it, like, I no longer have, like, hair follicles, I guess. Rest in peace, me. It's fine. But I also have, like, chickenpox scars everywhere on my body. Ones on my face are the most noticeable, but I'm sure a lot of people, especially, like, I also have acne scars, so does so many people, like, we just live with it. I think I kind of want to go for haunted houses and just like go to town. It's gonna cost a lot, but like hopefully it'll make money. You don't actually belong. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things is wrong. Okay, but okay, that's weird. I do have chickenpox scars on my body that look like a smiley face, and it's kind of cute. I also have like this brutal scar across the back of my hand that I have no idea what it's from. I'm pretty sure it's from like a cat, probably. It's just like a very thin line, but it's all the way down my hand. I have like a scar on my pinky where, you know how some mugs say you shouldn't microwave them because they're covered in like a tin wrapping? So if you microwave them, they get really hot or they can spark in the microwave. Well, I had a mug like that. Still have it, actually. Didn't know that it wasn't microwavable because the outside coating was actually like matte green. It just looked like porcelain. And then I microwaved it and I took it out of the microwave and I like put my pinky under the handle like I was like holding it like this. And this part of my pinky, right here where it's laying, got a 3rd-degree burn because it like stuck to it, and then you pull it off and it was like, I have like this huge dent in my pinky finger now from that. Yeah, it was a gross one. It smelled bad. I also, like, I used to work with rats in a lab. I know, how weird is that? I used to work with lab rats, truly. And I kind of miss it. On a side note, I do love them and miss them. But I had been bitten so many times. I have like a scar on the top of my hand from a weird one. Also that's gonna scar, I was moving my bust in the back and it cut me really bad. But speaking of like injuries, whatever, scars are like a thing, it's fine. I kind of love my scars. They just like battle wounds. I am a tough cookie until you hear this next anecdote and you're gonna grill the crap out of me. Because of my birthday weekend, we went out and I skinned my knee. I don't know how. There was like a 30-minute period where I don't remember anything, and it must have happened in that 30-minute period. But I skinned my knee. It happens. It's fine. Holy crap! Skinned knees hurt, dude. Like, I would never have been like, I would have never thought that a skinned knee hurts as much as it does. It's like so annoying. It's like, I'll move and it stretches and I'm like, oh, ew, in the worst, ew. It's like very uncomfortable. You wear tight pants and it like chafes on it. The one that's been, give me a right hand turn. Oh, you demon. The one that's been getting me so bad though is, I mean, I talk about it a lot, but I'm really into yoga. I love yoga. Ooh. Yeah. And so a lot of yoga poses, and it's going to sound lewd, but it's not meant to be lewd. A lot of yoga poses, you actually have to spend a lot of time on your knees. And so my poor little knees, one of them is skinned. And it hurts every single time that I lean on my knee. And I'm like, can we just like not be dealing with this? So it's horrible. And then I also have like a bunch of bruises on my body that I'm like, how did I do this? Because I'm like, man, I can handle like muscle pain. No, I can't. I don't know why I just lied to you about that. I can handle like most pain-ish, let's say, like kinda, without being a huge baby about it. But man, I don't know, the skin knee. I'm like, I used to skateboard and rollerblade, and like, yeah, you just get skinned elbows, skinned knees all the time. But now I'm like, how? I thought this was mana bolts, and then I was confused as to how it was too, but that's not mana bolts. Um, I'm gonna go for frost because I really like when it freezes them. This path is also a little bit shorter, but I also have this situation, so I'm just trying to get this one like eh, figured out because this is my oogie route. But yeah, my god, like skin knees. I'm a baby. Big old baby at this point. It's fine. And like, what am I gonna do about it? You just gotta live with it until it heals. But I used to have skinned knees, skinned elbows, everything, and I never had a problem with it. And now I'm like, is it because I'm like old enough that I don't get them that often? And now I'm like, oh, it's like painful and like I kind of hate all of it and like the fact that I even exist at this point with like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I'm uncomfortable and grumpy about my skin knee. That's only getting one, but I don't really care. Also, so I'm thankful. So I have a half leg sleeve, like tattoo, on my left leg. And my full right leg, including my kneecap, is all tattooed on my right leg. I would have been absolutely pissed if I skinned my right knee. Because it probably would have done a little bit of damage, if not a lot of damage, to my tattoo in that spot. I would have been salty. I would have been a salty queen. Holy. You know what? What are your levels? 5? 5%? 4? 4? 2? 6? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to go for this. I'd love to put down more lookouts, but they are expensive. Give me a right-hand turn. You freak! Do 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 do. I'm gonna put marked. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like the queen of like, I'm pretty clumsy. I'm not great at like spatial awareness. Every single MacBook I've ever had, I've had like 4, has had at least 1 beer spilled on it. It's not even a joke. My husband's like, stop doing that. And I'm like, I know, I need to stop, but like, honey, I can't. Honey, I spilled a beer on my kids. I was trying to make a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids joke, and it did not work out the way I was expecting. But yeah, it's like brutal. I'm so clumsy. And so yeah, I'm sure I was doing like drunk yoga or something and skinned my knee. And now I'm like, oh great, now I have to be on my knees for yoga. Don't you love how that comes full circle? I need more shield damage and more armor damage, actually. On my ballistas especially. Also, like, I feel like I've talked about this before, but maybe I haven't. Like, as a content creator, as a streamer, part of me is like, I want to rely more heavily on the fact that I don't shut the frick up. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna go for this. And so I want to be like the person that's like, give me a right-hand turn. That's like, I can have a conversation and chat while I play any game pretty much, except maybe Dark Souls, which I'll never play anyway, even though everybody asks me to play it. I think they asked me to play it because they're like, I want to watch Mel get pissed. And I would. But I'm like, I want to be the person that can just like never shut the frick up, play any game you can imagine, and have fun with it. I don't think... I don't know. Some people like don't like it. And I get an unnecessary, I will honestly just call it out, an unnecessary amount of negative comments that are like, I hate that women don't shut the front door ever. And you're just like, oh my god, okay, well, am I like wrong for wanting to talk an insane amount as a content creator? Because like, you're watching for the game. Obviously, especially this game, there aren't a lot of people that are necessarily out there playing it. But you're also like watching to be entertained. Maybe there's a lull in the game and you're like, oh, I'm really into this anecdote about Facebook Marketplace. Oh my god, can we talk about how much I hate Facebook Marketplace but also use it all the time? Somebody's supposed to come today to pick something up off Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, good thing I won't be home and my husband's gonna get stabbed and not me. Do 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 do. I guess we'll go for one of these. I'm struggling more with armor than I am health. Give me a right-hand turn. That's a left! But, oh my god. Yeah, like, I don't know. Do I talk too much? At the end of the day, like, even if you're like, yeah, Mel, you talk way too much. I don't know. You maybe gotta deal with it, because, like, I like who I am, and this is kind of my vice to be able to talk as much as I want about anything I want, and then have people grill me at a later date. But then at the end of the day, I don't have to read your comments if I don't want to. Or, if you are super toxic, usually YouTube's pretty good about taking them down before I even get to them. I really don't tend to do well with the witches. So this ain't my favorite. This ain't my first rodeo. No, this ain't my favorite enemy spawn. But it's fine. Again, you get what you get and you roll with it. Dude, also I got haunted house locations over here, please. Somebody called me out and was like, stop putting them only on the 2 spots. And I'm like, okay, but I feel like you don't make enough money on the 1 spots to not put them only on the 2 spots, but I'll put some on the 1 spots, I guess. So my tummy is like, oh, that would have been a good... Are you on... You're only level 1. Also put it up there. What am I doing? I'm a mess. Okay. Don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. Okay, I guess. This is also okay if we ever get mana bolts. You know, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna bank on mana bolts. I really want to make mana bolts work because I feel like they could be really good if I could actually get them to work. Also, as I've gotten older, as we were like talking about being bullied and stuff earlier, as I've gotten older, I've definitely become somebody that's like, I kind of don't care what people think of me. I do care enough that like, if I do have a toxic trait, I am actively trying to work on it, you know, even though I'm like almost 30 at this point. But, and I do care, like I'm really empathetic, so I really don't like making people feel bad. I really don't. But at the same time, I don't care what you think of me. Maybe you think I talk too much. Maybe you think I have like a Hunchback of Notre Dame posture. Maybe you think I'm like, I don't know, what other things about me? Maybe you think I look like Emma Stone. I don't know why that'd be a negative thing. But at the end of the day, I like who I am. Like, I like who I am and who I'm actively becoming and all these things I'm working on. And like, you know, I'm not sitting here loathing myself. And so, I don't know, like, you can grill me and make fun of me. Again, don't make fun of things that I can't change, because that's a little hurtful if you're like I was like, you can kind of change this, but like not really. I was getting my Botox done for my migraines, and the esthetician was like, oh, your eyebrows are really bushy. Which I'm like, number one, I don't actually have bushy eyebrows. Like, I really don't. I actually really like the shape of my eyebrows. And with the new trend being like, you're not filling them as much. Like, we're not in 2016 where you're like really contouring your brows anymore. I'm like, my eyebrows are like a good thickness and they're a good shape, and I actually really like my eyebrows. So like, whatever. Say what you want about my brows. I don't care. I like them. But she called them bushy, and I don't think she meant like actually bushy. I'm not sitting here with like caterpillars on my forehead. But I will say it was kind of weird, because I was like, how do you react to that? Like, thanks? That kind of feels like an underhanded compliment, right? Or you're like, oh, like she's saying this but doesn't actually like think it. We also got all health ooze. I don't know, it was just really weird. And I still think on it, and I'm like, what does she mean by this? And I'm like, why do I put so much thought into what people think about me? I'm never gonna see this lady again because there's a few other things she did during that appointment that were like kind of off-putting, and I was like, I'm gonna go to a different person that's like closer to my work and like better, because meh. Also, like, I love having, this is like very Karen, but I love having the autonomy to be like, you know what? I don't have to like go to this doctor that is like crappy, or I don't have to go to this like esthetician, or I don't have to go to this person if I don't like them. Because then you have like, it's almost empowering to be like, you know what, I'm gonna find a doctor I really like. I'm gonna find a nail tech I really like. I'm gonna find a bar with a bartender I really like. And then like, because why are you like doing these things for entertainment? Though I guess like doctor, and for me, my Botox for migraines is not for entertainment, it's for health. But maybe I do go for this, or do I just go for this? Fuck it. No, you gotta stop swearing. I like feel like I've gotten, this is crappy. I feel like I've gotten almost too comfortable now, and I need to chill. I need to chill a little bit. I guess I'll go for that. A 3-4 is not bad. Give me a right hand turn. We're gonna really struggle with shield. But it's like empowering. I don't know. I feel like I just find the little things to be like, that's empowering. There are so many things though in life that like you can just be like, yeah, you know what? F that. I'm gonna do it my way. Without having to be like my way or the highway. Because like I pride myself on being somebody that works well with others. I cannot handle people that are like know-it-all-y. Because that's me. We can only have one know-it-all in the group? Come on. No, I don't like a good example is like I'm training a girl at my work, and when I try to show her something, she's not paying attention, but then she refuses to ask for help because she like knows how to do it. Or on the flip side, I'll be showing her how to do something and she's like, why are you showing me this? It's clearly common sense. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like not common sense. Like I don't want to be crappy, and I don't want to be condescending or redundant or whatever. I don't like it. You think I'm sitting here teaching you how to like use our Excel doc, give me a right hand turn, using our Excel document for my own entertainment? I'm not here for your entertainment. You don't really want to mess with me tonight. I'm sure my husband's like home from the dentist and he's like, no, what are you doing? Shut up, I'm at work on a Zoom meeting. Can I put you really on health? No, I want you on shield. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm not doing this for my own entertainment. Like, at least just like pretend like you care. I don't care if you actually care, just fucking pretend like you care. But yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's so frustrating when you're like, I'm just trying to help you, my dude. I have this vivid memory of being in post-secondary, and something like you should just like know about me, honestly. I don't know if it's actually that important. I'm really, really good at chemistry. It's like the only subject, and it's funny because I don't have a degree in chemistry. It's like the only subject I've never really had to study. It just like clicks for me. And I know that like most people are not like that. Chemistry and physics are just like not a thing for them. But like that's, I don't know, it just works for me. I really like chemistry. And so as like part of my like neuroscience degree I did in my bachelor's. Ooh, this is pretty good. As part of my neuroscience degree I did in my bachelor's degree, I had to take a bunch of chemistry courses. And so because I was really good at chem, a lot of my friend groups, you know, we would just like all study together and like work together on like homework problems and all this stuff to prepare for exams. Because again, a lot of people just are not good at chem, and that's okay. And like it is kind of crappy that like as a bio major or a neuroscience major or even sometimes a psychology major, depending on your degree and stuff, you may have to take these chemistry courses that like, yeah, it's important, but like how important actually is it, you know? Are you actually going to use it that much? And so, can I just get to the point of the story? Holy, we've taken so many left-hand turns on this. I would kind of lead these little study groups, and it was like 2 days before an exam, like a midterm or something. And one of the guys in our study group that I was not really friends with, that was just kind of there because he was friends with other people in the group, was like, Mel, why do you like think you know everything? And I'm like, well, number one, I'm a know-it-all. We already covered this. But number two, like, I'm here to help. I don't actually need the study groups like at all. I'm really good at chem. I study on my own and I can just like do these problems without you. And then he's like, I wish you wouldn't tell us how to do it. And then lo and behold, he failed the exam, who got a 98%. And I felt so bad because I was like, well, I don't want to say like I told you so, but like, bro, like, I'm here to help you. I don't, I don't know. Would you, like, if you had a tutor that you were paying, would you actually, like, I get that chem is, like, really stressful, and, like, I don't blame this person. That's why I'm not calling them out by name. But, like, I know chem's, like, really stressful, but I'm like, man, if you don't want help, there's so much nicer of a way to just be like, yeah, like, I think I'm just gonna, like, study this on my own. Instead of just being, like, the one person that's, like, leading the group, just crapping on them. I don't really want to take another one of these. Obviously, we're not going to take either of these. We can't take this. I don't really want that. I guess I am going to... I'll go with this, I guess. We don't need health damage. We need shield damage, and it's going to come to bite me, but I'm saving money for that reason. Fran Drescher, I'm telling you, the sniffles, dude. Should take an allergy pill after this. Give me a... I want to stagger this a little bit, but I need to work on, like, these ones. But again, I know that like also during exams, people get really stressed out. So like that person like attacking me and telling me like they also like were rude. Like they called me like told me I'm like stupid and stuff. And I was like, as an adult, this is just not how you handle that situation. Like I'm so sorry if you are somebody that gets like worked up like that. But like you should never like personally, if you're frustrated with something, never like personally attack somebody. It's the same with like being in a relationship. You always hear like relationship advice on like TikTok that's like, never attack your partner, attack the problem. I mean, and I can't say I'm somebody that does that all the time. I definitely am somebody that, like, I grill my husband more than I definitely should, and I'm sure he, like, bless this man, he is the most patient human being in the world. And thank God he'll never watch this video, because he'll be, like, pissed that I'm, like, complimenting him. I swear to God. But, patience, I don't have it. I am not a patient person. I've always lived, like, a very fast-paced lifestyle, like, go-getter, gotta get things done. I don't have time to wait for people to like catch up to me. I gotta go, 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 go. Now I have like severe anxiety and mild depression. Like, who would have thought that that's a combination? But I've always been like, I don't have patience. I don't have time, and it's been a while. I have like a lot of patience when it comes to other people. Like if somebody's doing something for you, just being like, you know what? They got other things on the go. You don't know where their mental health's at. You don't know anything, but like let them have it. Let them go. But oh my God, like. I am not patient, especially when it comes to like my partner. This is actually really good for us. I'm not patient when it comes to my partner, and I know I should be because it's not fair that I'm not. Give me a left-hand turn. Like yesterday, I was so salty. I was like, I got home from work, and I'm like a snacker, and so when I'm stressed out, I like to snack on food. Obviously, it's like my mental health, like decompression. And this man, I literally handed them to him, so it's like kind of my own fault. But he ate all of my Teddy Grahams, which were my only snack, and I was like, I just really want like my little honey flavored Teddy Grahams. I know it's so stupid. I just want to sit with like my 15 of them that were left in the bag and just enjoy them. And I came home from work and I was like, where are my Teddy Grahams? And he's like, I ate them. And I was like, and I started like, I didn't actually cry, I just got really angry, which is also not fair. I shouldn't have got angry at him, but like he ate my frickin' Teddy Grahams, dude. Those are my Teddy Grahams. But again, no patience. Also, I will say, like, because I work at a bridal boutique and I work my full-time job, plus I got other things on the go, like streaming and like writing papers and all this stuff, I really don't get a lot of free time anymore. And it's okay. I don't mind it. But I had like a crappy day at my day job yesterday. And then I had like kind of a crappy day at the boutique as well. Not as crappy as the day job, but I kind of just wasn't in a good headspace. And so when I came home and I was like, oh, I don't have my like my little treat, my little snackies to make me feel better, I was pissed. I worked like a 13-hour day that wasn't fun, it wasn't good, and bad days happen. But I wanted my freaking Teddy Grahams. I think we're gonna start taking some damage right away here. Give me a fastest. We have to stagger this one. Yeah, but I gotta do this so it doesn't portal. I mean, it could portal it. It's fine. We'll let fate decide if this portals or not. Man, I think it's because I'm just like chitty-chatting, shooting the crap about my life. But like, I feel like this video's gone by really fast, which is maybe a bad thing because I'm not paying attention. And so, like that time I had a migraine and I wasn't paying attention and we lost like almost immediately because I made some bad decisions. That's where I'm at right now. But it's fine. Like at the end of the day, I know you're watching for the content of like the game, but I don't know. If this like makes me more motivated to put up more videos, like me just shooting the crap about my life and like venting and ranting, then like it's a win-win. Yeah, you gotta listen to me. You could honestly mute the video if you really wanted to. But now I'm like, oh god, am I muted? Okay, I'm not. Oh god, that would have been a nightmare. Holy moly, I've been waiting for this for so long. Okay, we're gonna see. It did not portal me. That's nice. The lookout here could also be really good. Even on the lower levels. Like, okay, do they gain anything from being higher? Like, do they have like an RPM? Range. It's just range. I don't know why my brain was like RPM. Like, could they hit more guys at once, I guess, is like where I was thinking. We're at 15 for this. Okay, how far are they getting? Not the worst, but it is taking the energy away from these, which should be hitting this side. So it's going to make this area a lot more dangerous for us, which can quickly become an issue. Dude, my tummy is like so upset. Oh man, I like we talked about this before. I've been tested for celiac so many times and I've never come back celiac, but with the specific autoimmune disorder I have, I'm like, there is a chance that I could just like be like 29 and randomly get celiac disease. And every time my doctor's like, yeah, like you could just like one day have it. So if like my symptoms ever change, I should go. And gluten, I like look at it now and it gives me like horrible indigestion. And then I found out that like because I also have lactose intolerance, I don't use like a I use like a dairy-free coffee thing. Well, you'd think I would have been smarter on this one. It turns out that oat milk has gluten in it. Would you have ever thought that? Yeah, because it makes sense. It makes sense that oat milk has gluten in it. It's made of oats, for God's sakes. It's made of grain. So my dumb butt has been consuming gluten every freaking morning in my coffee for like 2 years. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I get like tummy aches from my coffee. It's not actually the coffee. Because I've never been somebody that like, I know like some people get the poops from coffee. It's not me. If I have one blessing with my digestive tract, it's that coffee doesn't actually like ruin my life. Cardiac gives me anxiety and like palpitations. But yeah, I'm like, man, like, what have I been doing to my body? We do have this guy over here. I'm also like in the morning, especially because I try to film these before work sometimes. I like will like chug my coffee and then I'm somebody that like it doesn't mess up my digestive tract, but where I'm at now is like I really have to pee. And like these videos can be so long sometimes, and then I'm like, oh my god, the coffee like makes me have to pee. It like goes through you like beer, but you're not having like 40 of them in an evening. So, okay, so we are seeing that shield down here is a huge issue. I do like this. I am actually going to pause the recording because I do have to pee, which is why I was just like talking about that. So give me one sec here. Okay, so what are we doing? I don't know. I also feel like my camera's a little low. But we're figuring it out. We're working with it. I don't love that these two are together, but I think this staggering situation is more important, this one as well, than this right now. Yeah. So we're just going to go with that. I'm going to actually extend there, though. And then put some ballista up here that are maybe some shield. Let's put a, do we have 16? We're close. Actually, can I put this here? I'm so worried about this. Man, I don't know. I'm just like so excited for the summer. I know I talked about that at the very beginning of this recording as well, but the summer, oh man, it's like, it's just so much nicer to like go out and have it be like sunny and warm. They are getting a little hard that I'm comfortable with. Not have your face like sting every time you go outside. And also I've talked about how like, I was gonna point them out. How beautiful is my ear. I have a ton of ear piercings. And ear piercings get so good. They're metal. It makes sense. It all makes sense when you critically think about it. But like, ear piercings get so cold in the winter. Oh my gosh. It's just like the worst. Because then you go outside and you can't go outside without a hat. You shouldn't be anyway, but like, it's super bad now. Not the movie. Shield. Universities. This could also be good. We're struggling with shield though. Do we even have any occult shrines? Yeah, we do actually. Let's do that then. Oh, you demons. That's fair. We're waiting. We're waiting it out. I think I might have talked about this in a different recording, but I seeded my garden a couple weeks ago. So I have like an IKEA, I don't know, glass cabinet, or Mazalbo or something maybe. I have an IKEA glass cabinet that I bought off Facebook Marketplace that's been converted into a greenhouse, which is pretty cool. Oh, well, thank you. We never got manacles. Which sucks, because I put a lot into that, actually, and now I'm like, But, yeah, I'm like, man, like, it's so nice. My garden's been doing really well. I have, like, one zucchini plant that's seeded really well. I used all these seeds that I, like, had from years ago. And so I was like, honestly, some of them are from, like, one pack is from this year. All of the rest are from like last year or years before. So I was like, oh, we'll see. You know, they probably won't all grow, but even if I get like some of them, it'll be fine. And then like come like April, I'll go out to the garden center and I'll buy the rest to fill my garden up, right? And so it hasn't been a big deal, but they all seeded. I only had like one type of plant that the seeds were like quite old, and I think when I bought them, they were kind of even duds, to be honest. So like I only had like one seed that like didn't, one type of seed that didn't seed out. I did only get one zucchini plant, but I got one. It's like really healthy. I've got like 6 cucumber plants. I got like 4 tomato plants that are from like 10 years ago. I was like, oh god, I'm probably not going to eat those. Also, I think I talked about this a little, like a really long time ago, but I had a tomato plant last year, and I moved it into my garage after it like got cold, and I didn't like bother ripping it out of the pot. I was just kind of like, meh, throw it in the garage and it'll die. Um, but it ended up producing a tomato after it had already been moved into the garage, which I did not eat because I figured I would probably die if I tried to eat this garage tomato, for sure. Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Annoying. Could also chop this and like put something there. I'm gonna put you on marked. Wait for 17. We are doing okay-ish. I would like to not see the missiles, though. That's all I ask. I don't want the missiles today. We did beat a run with the missiles, which is, like, very comforting, but... like, comforting to know that I can do it, but I still don't really want to deal with them. Okay, we did okay that round. Can't take it. I don't really care to take it. Don't really care to take it. Can't take it. Don't want it. I guess I'll do this. Don't want to extend this one anymore. Give me a left-hand turn. Oh, you demons! Kind of want like them farther in over here where they could like actually be doing things. Because again, if we can stagger this a little bit, which we can't because like they're gonna arrive at like almost the same time, but this is what scares me. Foursquare. Foursquare. Did you guys play Foursquare when you were a kid? I was like the queen of Foursquare. I was really bad at wall ball. Our thing also had a tether ball. I know a lot of places in Canada like did not because like you could like hurt yourself by like strangling yourself. But I was really good at tether ball and I was really good at Foursquare. And now I'm like I never want to go back and play it ever again because like I'll probably be really bad at it now. This is fine. Sure. Give me a mark. I really don't think we do good with with the missiles today. I'm also like cold. I'm like physically. Like I'm not like cold, mean, withdrawn. I'm like physically cold right now, which is weird because we turned the heat up and I'm in my office, which is usually like really warm, especially if my computer's going. Also, what a horrifying, when I started this recording this morning, It was like early enough in the morning that the sun was beating in through my office window onto my mouse. And my mouse is black. It's just like this. I'm not going to show you because it's the worst thing in the world. It's like the oldest mouse known to man. Hand me down from my husband like 4 mouses ago. Um, I like touched my mouse and it was like burning hot. And I didn't like think about like the fact it was sitting in the sun. I was like, oh my god, my mouse is gonna explode. And I like opened it and I was checking the batteries and I was like, is this thing gonna like actually explode all over my hand and like an Android phone? Like I cannot have that. Man, I'm struggling. I'm like, now I can feel it because I'm like concentrating more that we're farther into the round. And so I'm not talking as like, I'm not venting about my life anymore. Look, I could vent endlessly at this point. But I'm like focusing so hard now. I'm like, oh, okay, we're like down to the last 10 rounds. We're down to the wire a little bit. They are getting a little farther, but it's not like a huge, it's a little bit, but isn't a huge concern yet. Yet. Keyword in there. Me over here just grooving. I do like enjoy the music in this game a lot, more than I would expect. But I also really like the Loop Hero music. I also like secretly love, but it's not a secret, the Cult of the Lamb music. So, which I obviously has a Spanish twist to it, but like it's kind of the same deal. I don't need this. I don't care to have this. I guess it's like not as good, but wait for the 2000s time. That was 18. That's not 2 mil. You know it. There we go. Just gonna let it roll for a minute and then see where I need support and strength and use the money that I saved by waiting to go to those spots. I do have what I can see is one tree that I can choppy. We never got mana bolts, which is brutal because I think I used like 6 things on mana regen. No, I used like 3, but that's still a waste of 3 cards that, although one of them wasn't actually that beneficial to us, because there was like nothing else I could take, could have been like better in different facets. I don't really see where we're struggling too much. I could beef up this area a little more, but can't take it, can't take it, can't take it. Don't necessarily care, won't take it, and I guess I'll go for this. Give me a left-hand turn. Oh, it just portaled right there, okay. We didn't get the missiles, which is very nice, because we got the shapes. And it does suck that I got the guys that are resistance to damage over time with the paintings, but we're actually holding them off pretty well, because I didn't invest too much energy into them. Okay, we are going to take some damage, it looks like. Well, maybe not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what? Let's do it. We'll have to wait till the next round to see where we're actually at for that, but... If this guy makes it to the end, okay, I was gonna say, I'm gonna be a little salty. I'm not gonna do this because it has ruined us like multiple times in a row. I do have good crit chance, so I think this could be actually really good for us. Okay. I tried to pause. Good thing we didn't take the second level of it. Taking mana bolts late game is like really hard, actually. Where's that choppy? Is there any other choppies? Please don't kill me on this. Yep. Oh god, it's gonna kill me. I actually can't believe... Oh, no, it's not what I wanted. But that actually ruined my run that much. When it says a little mana, it's like not a little bit when you have this many ballistas. Oh. I don't want to say I threw, but I kind of threw. I did not expect it to be... I guess I only had like, what, 10 regeneration or something, so it actually wasn't that good. Oh no, you should have thought it through, Queen. That's okay. We've learned that like we really don't want to like bank on getting mana bolts late because it can truly sabotage your run. But that's okay. We do what we do and we roll with it. Otherwise, good learning lesson, and I had fun. And that's all you need, right? Okay, I will see you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Hit that like button if you want to give me that extra little bit of support. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I go upload new videos. Otherwise, all of that, all of your support, it helps me out a great deal as a smaller streamer. Beyond that, I will see you next time. Oh, see ya.